Well, the U.S. military Southern Command has taken out another boat alleged to be carrying drugs and drug smugglers. This makes 4. This brings the total dead to at least 21. Here's how Fox Live reported it.
We do have some breaking news that we wanted to share. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth is sharing this social media post just moments ago saying, quote, earlier this morning on President Trump's orders, I directed a lethal kinetic strike on a narco trafficking vessel affiliated with designated terrorist organizations in the U.S. Southcom area of responsibility. 4 male narco terrorists aboard the vessel were killed in the strike, and no U.S. forces were harmed in the operation. The strike was conducted in international waters just off the coast of Venezuela, while the vessel was transporting substantial amounts of narcotics headed to America to poison our people. Our intelligence, without a doubt, confirmed that this vessel was trafficking narcotics. The people on board were narco terrorists, and they were operating on a known narco trafficking transit route. These strikes will continue until the attacks on the American people are over. And part of his social media post included this, some video, apparently, of what just happened. Now, this is courtesy of Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. This is the video that he shared from his post, and you can see what appears to be a vessel exploding in flames. You can also see the word unclassified at the top of this video. So we did want to share this with you as Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth just sharing this update. This comes as President Trump has declared drug cartels be unlawful combatants. And he says that the U.S. is now in an armed conflict with them. That is according to a Trump administration memo. So this memo appears to represent this incredible assertion where President Trump is effectively declaring that trafficking of drugs into the U.S. amounts to armed conflict requiring the use of military force. The memo says, quote, the president determined that the United States is in a non-international armed conflict with these designated terrorist organizations.
There were 2 times during Barack Obama's presidency when he took actions that made me squeamish. One was when he ordered 3 snipers to kill Somali pirates holding Captain Richard Phillips. The other was when, on his command, Navy SEALs stormed a compound in Pakistan and took out Osama bin Laden and others. I thought, man, this is no job for the faint of heart. Either of those orders could have gone very wrong. But Obama trusted his intel and our military and did a hard thing that was also the right thing. I'm less certain that the Hellfire missile strikes in the Caribbean are either a hard thing or a right thing. This is one of those times when we either trust the judgment of our president or seriously question it. During Obama's presidency, there were numerous times when he was accused of indecision, what critics called dithering. In 2009, he was criticized by Republicans for his reluctance to send reinforcements into Afghanistan. Our troops were in danger, and the president was slow to act. In 2011, GOP leaders again called him out for dithering as Libyan uprisings unfolded. In 2013, after it was clear that Syria's president had used chemical weapons, Obama failed to act on the red line that he'd drawn the year before. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump has never been accused of acting too cautiously. When he ordered the first strike, killing 11 people, I had the same sick feeling I had when Obama sent the SEALs into Pakistan. It's just very disturbing when a president pulls the trigger on civilians, based only on intelligence. No arrest, no prosecution, no conviction. Just the death penalty doled out by a U.S. president based on what he's been told by the agencies involved. That gives me pause, particularly if that president has criticized American intelligence agencies, like Trump has. Going back as far as 2018, when he sided with Putin's intel over our own about possible interference in the 2016 election. And as recently as writing off our intelligence when it contradicted his claim that the attack on Iran totally obliterated their nuclear program. Why not intercept these boats, make arrests, seize evidence? Blowing everything to smithereens makes it a little bit difficult to prove these strikes are legit. Instead, I just don't know. And neither do you. It seems that Donald Trump is a big believer in deterrence. As much as I dislike the reality of ICE raids and deportations to all sorts of strange and terrible places, border crossings have ground almost to a halt. In August, Border Patrol nabbed 6,300 migrants between ports of entry, down from 58,000 in August of 2024. If I was a drug runner, the risk of getting my ass blown up in the ocean would sure deter me. But Trump's extreme immigration measures have been largely based on fentanyl coming in from Mexico, manufactured there with raw materials from China. It's common knowledge that Venezuela is a cocaine smuggling hub. But I can't find any reporting at all that shows fentanyl originating there or passing through there. The U.S. hasn't seen any increase in cocaine fatalities. I did coke thousands of times in 1980s Los Angeles. Everybody I knew was snorting rails. We all went broke, but none of us died. What is the basis for declaring cocaine smugglers terrorists? I mean, they aren't forcing it on us at gunpoint. In his White House presser after the second strike, we heard this exchange.
First on Venezuela, what can you tell us about this Venezuelan boat that was taken out? And do you plan to provide proof that these were narco-terrorists who were on their way to the U.S.?
Well, we have proof. All you have to do is look at the cargo that was, like, it's spattered all over the ocean. Big bags of cocaine and fentanyl all over the place. And it was, plus we have recorded evidence that they were leaving. We've recorded them. It's very careful because we know you people would be after us. We're very careful. The military has been amazing. And General Kane showed me a little while ago the clip, but you can actually see it. But you don't have to see it because we have recorded proof and evidence. We know what time they were leaving, when they were leaving, what they had, and all of the other things that you'd like to have. But we have noticed that there are no ships in the ocean anymore. We're seeing that there's like no ships, no, you know, when the first one we went, there were hundreds of boats. Now there are no boats. I wonder why. Now, what does that mean? That means there's no drugs coming by sea, but they do come by land. And you know what? We're telling the cartels right now, we're going to be stopping them too. When they come by land, we're going to be stopping them the same way we stop the boats. And you'll see that, but maybe by talking about it a little bit, it won't happen. If it doesn't happen, that's good. But they killed 300,000 people in our country last year, and we're not letting it happen anymore.
And then on Israel
So where is the evidence? Trump is doing what he always does. He promises to show us evidence later and then never produces it. It took 6 years and a Supreme Court ruling to get a look at his tax records. His assertion that drug smugglers killed 300,000 Americans in 2024 is just plain wrong. The actual number is less than a third of what the president claims. That's a lot, but shouldn't we expect some degree of accuracy from the guy with all the power? All of the evidence I can find shows that overdose deaths were down in the U.S. in 2024. And cocaine deaths without fentanyl in it are almost unheard of. So why are we blowing up cocaine boats? Trump told Congress last week that we're in an armed conflict with drug cartels. He's claiming Article 2 powers that allow him to kill pretty much anybody suspected of running drugs. Again, why Venezuela? Is there much doubt that Trump will also revisit his claims that Maduro is not their legitimate president? I'm getting Panama 1989 vibes here. Does Trump intend to provoke Maduro like we did Noriega? Get him to hit us back, take him out, install a U.S. puppet and go after the richest oil reserves on planet Earth? A proven 300 billion barrels? Something stinks. I don't know. Maybe his unabashed cronyism is just making me paranoid. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Look, I'd love to hear your take. I'll put this transcript over on my Substack where subscribers can comment. It's free to subscribe. I'll put the link below. Write as much as you like. I may not respond to every comment, but I will read them all. YouTube comments threads are just too much for me. I don't go into that jungle very often. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. The holidays are coming up. I'll do a video about getting through Thanksgiving dinner with minimum bloodshed. And if you're in Los Angeles, come out and party with us. We do events every month. Let me know on Substack and I'll put you on the mailing list.